Why are liberal women refusing to have sex? I'm Anne-Marie.
I'm Jannique.
And I'm Jan.
Liberal women are threatening to go on a sex strike if the government doesn't pay for their birth control. When you think of liberal women like this, and this, and this, and this, you gotta figure that men everywhere are kind of breathing a sigh of relief about this. And that's what we're gonna be discussing on today's episode of PolitiChicks. The Huffington Post has reported that a group called Liberal Ladies Who Lunch are calling for women to withhold sex from their partners. And sexstrike.org is out there screaming, if our reproductive choices are denied, so are yours. It would seem that if they're using sex as a weapon, trading it as a commodity to get what they want, they're absolutely proving Rush Limbaugh's point. In other words, it's prostitution. Watch what Rush Limbaugh himself said about this.
What does it say about the college co-ed Susan Fluke, who goes before a congressional committee and essentially says that she must be paid to have sex? What does that make her? It makes her a slut, right? Makes her a prostitute. She wants to be paid to have sex. She's having so much sex she can't afford the contraception. She wants you and me and the taxpayers to pay her to have sex.
Let's talk about her. Let's get this out here. What do we feel about her? I know she's an activist. She was trying to promote transgender operations and have our government pay for that too.
Well, we have to remember too that she wasn't even testifying before a hearing. It actually was fake. It was a fake interview where in essence, what they did is they submitted her name, but she wasn't approved in time to be vetted correctly, so they just kind of set up their own little fake press conference where it made people think that she truly was at a hearing testifying, but it wasn't true.
And the whole thing was pretentious in that she did not need the government to pay for her contraception or her. I mean, she, you know,
it's like
if you can go to
$30
Georgetown,
a month.
yeah.
Actually, less
someone
than
just
that.
told
Did
me
you know
$30
that if you
a month for birth
go
control.
to Target, only $9, maybe you call it Target, $9, Walmart, and not to mention with Planned Parenthood as well, many cities, they actually give away birth control pills, and you can get the generics for less to none. So it's not even about that. It's trying to force the church to do something they don't want to do.
Should our government pay for contraception and abortion, even if it's against our morals and our principles?
No. In fact, if we're going to use that mindset, then I believe that if the government is going to pay for the contraception of women for their recreational sex, then I want, as a conservative, the government to pay for my ammunition for my recreational shooting at the range.
There you go.
So, I mean, really, you see the ridiculousness of the whole argument. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and of course they're trying to say that it's preventative care, but we don't see the government paying for us to all have gym memberships either, do we?
Right.
And that would be true prevention.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
But I mean, it doesn't really make any sense. This is about one thing and one thing only. They're trying to force religious institutions to go against conscience.
Right.
And that's very dangerous.
Yeah. It's more of cultural warfare. It's just an extension of what we've already seen.
Yeah. I know.
So.
Yeah.
But I will say the good thing about all of this is that this strike is supposed to take place from April 28th through May 5th, which means, guess what, friends? They're choosing for an entire week to choose abstinence, which means, guess what? They're not going to have to wake up one morning thinking, I think I might have gonorrhea. They're not going to have an STD. And second, they're not going to be an unplanned pregnancy. So really, they are actually choosing the most effective form of birth control. In fact, just in that 1 week alone, they will be saving 60,000 babies from being aborted.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Well, that's an amazing way to think about it.
Well, there's approximately 3 million unplanned pregnancies in a year. So 1 week out of that, 60,000 unplanned pregnancies that they've saved. So, ding. Let's see if they can do it for longer than a week. Maybe you can do it for 30 days. So.
I really wonder, what do they really expect to accomplish with that, though? I mean, have you heard about what does
explain a liberal?
Liberal women. I've studied it for years. Because I have some women friends who are liberal, and I try to maintain those friendships. It's very difficult at times. But in my opinion, liberal women are walking contradictions. I mean, for example, for years, the entire feminist movement, liberal women had this mentality of, I am woman, hear me roar, let me put my man pants on and get out in the big world. Don't you dare interfere with my personal life, my personal business. I can take care of everything. To this new liberal woman mentality of, oh wait, regarding my sex life, I'm not going to be accountable for my actions. I can't control my urges, and I need the government to take care of it. So, you know, liberal women, they just need to put on their big girl panties and deal with it.
Well, you know, in addition to that, even when you think of really kind of how this started with Rush Limbaugh and specifically Georgetown University, oftentimes you'll hear people say, and you'll even see the bumper sticker, keep your rosaries out of my ovaries, but just pay for it. You know, I mean, that's really what they're saying is we don't want you involved, but just kidding, we actually want you to pay for it, then kind of get out of my business. So it's just really ironic.
You
and
can't
it's
have it both ways.
No, you can't.
It's a contradiction.
And you actually got in trouble for saying that on your Facebook page today.
Yeah, in fact, I didn't say it exactly like that, but pretty much what I just said on camera is what I said on Facebook. And but that's not unusual. Facebook deletes a lot of my stuff on a regular basis.
But they just,
with no warning,
Islam
no disciplinary
things,
notice.
But this time you said panties, and you referred to liberal women. Yeah, so that was interesting that they chose to censor you on that.
So I just put it back up, and it's still on. It's been on all day. We'll see how long it stays up.
Absolutely. But I want to go back to the prostitution aspect because it's interesting because when you look at what they wrote, especially the liberal ladies who lunch, I just have to read this quote because it's really kind of interesting. They're saying that if they don't have their contraception paid for, then it's forcing men to go back to the days where they either had to wait to have sex or they had to pay for it, which is saying prostitution.
Prostitution. That's what it is.
And
but if you call them that,
but I just think it's so funny that they honestly
it's okay
think.
for them to call themselves. And remember, now they're the ones that came out with the word slut. They're the ones who started with that word. It's just that if you're conservative, you're not supposed to use it. You can only use it if you're a liberal. So,
but let's really think through this, though. I mean, honestly, the most effective form of birth control is what? It really is abstinence. And so they're saying that it's going to put them back. No, it's not. That's actually going to save you a lot. I mean, I'm living proof. I'm definitely a virgin. I'm waiting till I get married, and we don't see people dying because they're not having sex, and they're acting like men are going to die if they don't have sex. Have you ever seen on a tombstone, cause of death, didn't get any sex? No, my friend, they're not going to die.
I have a comment for that, but I'm going to save it for myself.
Oh, come on, Anne, you can tell us. We don't tell anybody.
No, no.
So where do you think this is going to? Where is this going to lead? Rush Limbaugh lost a lot of sponsors as a result of the liberal
just for the word though,
mentality.
just for calling,
that one word.
just for the word slut.
Except
that's
of
it.
Of course, you know the word, the C word that they called, that the liberals called Sarah Palin.
Right.
It was just overlooked.
See, I guess I feel a little bit differently. I do think that was unprofessional for him to use that term. I don't think that we need to. We know we're on the side of truth. We don't need to resort to those kind of tactics. Now, I do think it's a double standard because if it was Bill Maher or anyone else on the other side, it's okay for them to call people names.
Bill Maher.
Yeah, he did say that.
And not just him, other hosts as well.
Right.
It's okay for them to degrade women, including Sarah Palin, Megyn Kelly. They'll call everyone, Michelle Malkin.
It's not okay.
But
it's just that they do it and get
I mean,
by
according to them, they think it's okay. They think it's okay. But it's wrong if anyone on the conservative side does it. So I think there's a double standard. But I think we need professionalism. So I don't think we need to.
Know that the First Amendment really only applies to liberals, not conservatives.
Yeah.
So.
That is so true. We have a lot more to say about this, but that's it for today. And thank you guys so much for watching. And come back to PolitiChicks.tv, the right kind of PC. Okay. That was my sexy wink.
I love it.